the practices. And of course, I know our players would say, no, it's not nice to be back with classes starting on Wednesday. I know they're wish the break was a little longer, as most students do towards the end of winter break. But it is good to be back into the rhythm, and this is what we hopefully are prepared for. Hopefully our non-conference has made us ready for this long 18-game stretch of conference play.
I want to get into that in just a second, the non-conference schedule. But how nice was it to have some quality time over the break, to be able to work on yourselves, improve your game, and hopefully collectively as you head into this 18-game stretch?
Yeah, you can never, as a coach, you really never have enough of it.
Yeah.
You never have enough of the time to work on yourselves. You always feel like there's 100 things that you need to improve on, and you got time to work on 9 of them. And so you got to do your best to choose the best 9, the 9 that are going to help. That's going to help your team the most. So to have that break, we got to focus on a little more than 9 things, which I think was good for us, and got a chance to spend a lot of time together. We had some activities that we did together and as a team, and I know the players themselves spent a lot of time with one another, hanging out. They're good friends, and without classes, they just had more time.
You mentioned the routine. I think we talked about this in the pregame show yesterday, but to be able to get back to that Sunday, Thursday, or Thursday, Monday, whatever the schedule might be, to have that routine where you're playing 2 games a week, I feel like everyone's a creature of habit. Like, how nice is that to kind of know, hey, we're going to play 2 games a week from now until hopefully into April?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you build toward, is being able to peak twice a week.
Yeah.
And so that's different, than peaking once a week or peaking once a month. Our players are challenged with the task of having to peak twice a week on Thursdays and Sundays and against really good teams. So that's the challenge, and be able to learn a system, learn a scheme, learn the opposing team system and the scheme that we want to do to defend it, and then kind of throw it away. Because the next day you got to learn another team's system, and then you got to work on another scheme, and we might change the way we play a certain action depending on the opponent. So all those things are challenging for them to do, but they do it well. They do a good job, and that's another thing I think we've grown in the month of December and in January here early, of understanding the scheme better and understanding what we're trying to do. What's the purpose of the scheme? What are we trying to achieve from this particular scheme? And I think they're doing a better job of adhering to that through the course of the game.
What do you hope the team takes away from that game at USF heading into ACC play?
Well, we just didn't come out ready. And, that's my fault as a coach. When a team doesn't come out ready, that's the coach's fault. We didn't come out ready to play on either end of the floor. They had much more urgency than we did. They competed harder than we did. You're not supposed to win those games. That's not how competition's structured. Competition is structured. They're the team that is the most urgent, the team that competes the hardest, has the best chance of winning. And so you lose when you play like that. So what I hope their takeaway from it was that we have to come out every night with the same level of urgency. And if you need examples of that, just look at the scoreboard every morning when you wake up. Look at the teams that played the night before and look at the results. If you need an example of how you have to be ready in any sport, in any conference, at any level, every day there's teams beating teams that other people didn't think they could. Right? Every day. Every day you look at the scores, whatever it is, and it's because of that. So as a competitor and as a coach, it's my job to get the players ready to compete at a high level every night in the ACC, because if we don't, we will lose. That's a fact, and we have to understand that. So these last 2 games, they did that. I thought they did that at a pretty good level. In Boston, defensively, in that second quarter to hold them to 2 points, and then certainly yesterday, 3 single-digit quarters. So we're starting to see kind of longer stretches of us playing at that higher level.
I want to talk about the defense in just a second on the other side, but I do want to spend a minute talking about the importance of not only winning the home games in the ACC, because you only get 9 of those opportunities at home, but how important is it to pick up those road wins when you can get them too, knowing how difficult this league is?
Any win is just, I'm so thankful for when it ends. I mean, I might have things that I'm not happy about, certain things you wish you could have done better, but I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude every time we're able to win a game, because I know how hard it is to win a game in this league. And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful that we have 3 wins on the board, and now we got to go try and chase a few more.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to Grub and have more with Coach coming up after this on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Going to hoist up a three. How about another dagger?
This is Duke head women's basketball coach Kara Lawson. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. They offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd will rise as one, and what a statement, and what a win.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
'Tis the season for family and friends. 'Tis the season for gifting. And 'tis the season for making holiday dreams come true. 'Tis the season for using the old-timey contraction 'tis. And 'tis the time of year for holiday scratch-offs. With over $85 million in total prizes, 'tis the best gift of all.
'Tis the season to gift endless joy with holiday scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.06 to 9.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
We're back at Grub with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Kara Lawson. Thanks for joining us on this Monday night for the show. If you're in our audience tonight, you've got a question for Coach, feel free to drop it by up here. We'll get to those as the show goes along. Coach, you were talking about defense before the break. You mentioned the 19-2 quarter, the second quarter, Boston College, of 3 single-digit quarters yesterday. You feel like the defense starting to make some strides into where you want it to be as we get into ACC play?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think that as a team goes along in the season, it's been true at least the last few years here for me at Duke. As our team goes along through the season, they start to get better and better collectively as a group. With the defense, they start to have a better understanding and integrating different pieces, new pieces every year, and then their own specific role within the defense. So there were a lot of There's a lot of newness for our front court for sure on the defensive end this year. Guards not as much, but I think now it's starting to come together, and our front court defensively has just continued to grow, impact more and more on the defensive end, which is nice to see.
Forced 29 turnovers yesterday, 23 I think against Boston College on Thursday. Is that a sign of a good defense that you're turning people over, but you're also maybe getting deflections, and that could fuel your offense as well?
I think you're forcing turnovers is a lot of times being in the right place at the right time. So I think we're in the right place at the right time a little bit more. We do have naturally aggressive defenders and athletic players and some players with some length, positional length, and I think that allows for that. Obviously, someone like Alucci typically leads the way for us, not only in terms of her steals but her deflections. I think Woody has really improved defensively, and she had 4 blocks yesterday, but then had a ton of deflections as well. Jaden's another player that is very and very much at the forefront of deflections and steals and rebounding and things like that. So, I mean, all those 3 players are just named. They're sophomores, and they're not even like sophomores at the end of their sophomore. They're 15 games in, so they're still young. They're still young. There's a lot of growth to be had. All 3 of them are chasing it, and then I don't want to leave out Delaney, who's been positionally, one of our best defenders on the interior, and her physicality and all those things. So I think everyone is growing and improving, but I think the 4 sophomores continue to be a key component to our defense.
Or is that the deflections, the blocks, some of that intangible too? I know it's about being in the right place at the right time, but is it the intangibles too of being able to make a play on an offensive player?
Yes, some of that is not things that we teach, they come in, and Lucci has a knack for pressuring and stealing the ball. So I think, yes, it can be that. But then some of that is positioning and teaching them to be in the right position and what the rotations are. And so I think it's a mixture of both.
Forced a couple of shot clock violations yesterday, up to, I think, 14 shot clock violations forced on the year. Is that just a hallmark that of your defense, that you've forced teams to really work through their entire offensive set to get a good look?
Is that a stat that occurs for everybody? I mean,
No.
you have that stat on everybody, or
No,
you just count?
Just us.
You're just tallying it?
I do, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just for kicks and laughs?
Well, the reason I was asking.
Yeah.
You know my feeling about statistics.
I do.
So.
That's why I don't ask a lot of stat questions.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That should be my New Year's resolution. No more stat questions.
Well, listen, Chris. If you were a player,
Yeah.
and I told you that I didn't like something, and you kept doing it, you probably wouldn't play a lot.
I know.
I'm just letting you know
No,
that.
I appreciate
you
that.
would not play a lot
I know.
if you keep doing it. But what I will say, the reason that statistic, I am unaware. I have to have a comparable to that.
Okay, sure.
Meaning, like, is 14, I don't know, is 14 good? If everyone else has 74,
Sure.
then maybe it's not good. If everyone else has 4, maybe it is good.
Sure.
So I have no idea so I don't know what you want me to say about that, other than to get a shot clock violation is incredibly difficult.
Sure.
Because you have to be really good for 30 seconds for the most part, because they can't even get it off.
Yep.
So when we do get that, I think it gives us a burst of energy, when that happens. And I will say this, one of the things that I do like about our crowd as they continue to grow and support us is our crowd cheers very loudly on the shot clock violations now.
Yeah.
That wasn't always the case. I mean, they always cheered, but I think the crowd understands like how difficult that is to do. I have noticed that the last couple games, when we get one of those, it's like someone making a 3. I mean, it really should be the loudest cheer of the game if you think about it.
Yeah.
A shot clock violation, because that takes 5 people busting their butt the whole time to get it, as opposed to like one player just making a shot. So I think, we should get standing ovations for shot clock violations.
That was a good answer to a bad question.
You're welcome.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and have more with Coach from Grubb after this on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Are you ready to show your Duke pride wherever you go? Visit shop.duke.edu, your one-stop online store for all things Duke. From the latest apparel to must-have accessories, Duke University Stores has it all. Whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, shop.duke.edu has something for everyone. Get your hands on exclusive Duke gear today. Shop conveniently online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
Back at Grub with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Carol Lawson. Thanks for joining us for our show here on this Monday night from Grub. It's great to have you with us. Coach, we talked a little bit in the postgame yesterday about maybe sometimes not a crisp game offensively, but your defense can lead you and kind of get your offense going. Do you think that was the case yesterday for your team, that the defense kind of got you going a little bit against Pittsburgh?
I think our defense was the star of the show yesterday for sure. I thought we had moments of great offensive execution, and then we had moments where we didn't execute very well. We didn't handle their pressure. We didn't have the proper spacing. But that's to be expected, sure, right? I mean, you're not lights out the entire possession of the whole game, or every possession of a whole game. But yeah, I definitely thought our defense was a lot better.
You feel like you've got players, maybe it could be several players, you mentioned a couple, that have made big strides defensively since the start of the season to where we are right now?
Yes, I think we have quite a few players. I mean, obviously our freshmen are continuing to come along and do a great job. I think Woody's improved a lot on the defensive end, having an understanding of what we're doing and how we want it done. I think Delaney's continued to play really well on the defensive end. So there's a lot of improvement. I think Mayer is coming on the defensive end as well. So there's a lot of players that are contributing on that end of the floor.
Yeah, we talk about freshmen, and you hear this expression from coaches from time to time, like, oh, they're no longer a freshman because I guess they played so many games. Do you buy into that theory that a freshman 15, 20 games in the season is no longer a freshman?
Yeah, I think they definitely have experiences to draw on now. That's the way I would put it. So when you start, you don't have anything to compare it to. You play your first road game, you don't have a road game to compare it to. You play a particular matchup and a certain skill set, and you don't have anyone to compare it to. So you don't have that experiential wisdom to say, like, oh, okay, versus this player, this will work and this won't work. You're just out there playing.
Yeah.
So yes, I do think it's been true in my tenure here that our freshmen, into January, but more specifically into February, have been able to take it to a different level and have a deeper understanding of what's going on. We saw that switch, from our freshmen last season, and I think we'll see that from them this year as well.
We spent a lot of time talking about defense. Let's talk about the offense now. Where do you feel like your club is at 15 games into the season on the offensive end of the floor?
Well, listen, the numbers say we're a good offensive team.
Yeah.
Definitely efficient from the field. We're efficient from the three-point line. I don't coach the free throw shooting. That's the assistant coaches. So I don't know. You're going to have to ask them what's happening. But, we've proven to be a very efficient team offensively. We've proven to be a very balanced team. And we've proven to be a very unselfish team. And so all of those things, I think, bode well for us as we move forward. And, I like this team offensively. I think we have a lot of weapons. I think we have a lot of confident players. And we can attack from multiple positions. So it only gets harder from here. Defenses are going to be engineered to stop what we do or take away our player strengths, and so we're going to have to adjust and navigate that. But I think they have an impressive attack, and our efficiency has been high, so hopefully we can keep that going.
Outside of being more consistent, as everybody wants to be more consistent on the offensive end, what are the biggest things you want to see from your team as we continue ACC play to get better on that end of the floor?
Yeah, I think it really comes down for us to spacing and execution on the offensive end. When we have the proper spacing, we're not on top of one another. We're moving to the right spots depending on what the play is and where the ball is and what the defense is doing. When we can get to the right spots and be spaced, we can make people pay because we have a lot of athletic drivers. We have a lot of three-point shooters. We have some interior scoring. So we have all of the pieces. It's just a matter of a spacing and then the execution. You have to execute in the ACC. You can't just think they're going to let you just come down and score. Mm-hmm. You have to execute your play, and you might have to execute the play a couple sides of the floor as you get deeper. They're not just going to let you come down one pass and get a layup. You're going to have to work for it. And so we have to continue to get better at working for our quality looks, and hopefully we can do that.
I'll take another time out. We'll come back to Grub and have more with Coach after this on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family.
It was epic, Zach.
And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt.
Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake.
And get them back in time for the big game.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go.
With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On ACC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, coaches' shows, and more. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/ACC Sports.
10 years ago, who could have predicted what the internet would bring? Streaming videos, voice assistants, smartphones, smart homes, work from home. But here we are, wondering what the next 10 years will bring. Whatever it brings, Lumos 100% fiber optic internet is ready with incredible speeds and reliability. So you can do more and be more than you ever thought possible on the internet built for the future. Plans start at $50 per month. Learn more at lumosfiber.com/next.
If I could grab with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Kara Lawson, on this Monday night. All right, Coach, I got a couple of audience questions to get to. From Barbara, if a freshman joined your team and has a shooting form, whether it be three-pointers, field goals, free throws, whatever, that needs to be changed, is it possible to alter that form, or will it be ingrained at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a skill, so any skill can be altered, whether it's ball handling, whether it's passing, whether it's shooting. It takes time to hone skills and change a skill. More specifically, not just because of, people will say muscle memory a lot. It's really your brain. It's really your brain that you have to change, and you have to get enough reps in to do that. So, yeah, that's what they're in the process of doing. I know for me specifically, when I transitioned from college to the pro, I had to learn to get my shot off quicker, because in college I had more time to shoot it. In the pros I didn't, and so I had to change kind of my pickup to where I was shooting from down here a lot as a college player to where I had to be able to get it and shoot it from here. And that time, whether it was a 1/10 of a second or a 100th of a second or whatever it was, enabled me to get shots off in the pros. Otherwise, I would have never took a shot, because the defense was better, so they were on me, you know. And so every level you go up, you face a need to alter your skills, and you have to be able to do that, and you have to work to do that. You know, it's not just like I went to bed and dreamed about it and said, oh, I'm going to quicken my release. No, like I had to work. I had to spend 6 months in the off season every day working on my ball handling, every day working on my, my strength and my timing and my hands and my shot, and change that. And even going back to, I can remember, when I was in 6th grade, I had changed from shooting with 2 hands to 1 hand. You know, and I don't know, for those of you that played when you were younger, if you were a 2-hand shooter to start. I was, to get it up to 10 feet. I couldn't do it this way. I wasn't strong enough. So, that was a brutal summer. I missed everything, because it was the first time I was doing that, and I missed it. And I remember just being so upset. Like, I'd miss free throws, and I would never miss free throws. But, my dad told me I had to stay doing it like that, because, I had to get through this period. And then, once I got better and stronger and used to it, I would make more, and then I ultimately became a good free throw shooter. Sure. But I had to rep it a lot,
The release, changing your release, was that the biggest adjustment you had to make going from the college to the pros?
Oh, no. I had to adjust everything. Think about it. I needed to get my body in better shape. That was probably the biggest adjustment I had to make. I had to get in professional shape. I had to work my way to be one of the most fit people, because I'm short and I have short arms, and I was playing against players that were taller than me, and I didn't have the chance. I wasn't able to guard them as well, so I had to be in great shape. And so I had to do that over time. That took me time. It wasn't like my first year. It took me time. I had to do my shooting. I had to improve my passing and my reads. We didn't do as much reads in college as we did in the pros, and so I had to learn how to make reads more. And then defensively, we had different rules in the WNBA, like a defensive 3 seconds and things like that. So scheme-wise, and then playing how many games, that you play. And I had to make adjustment in every part of my game to get to the next level.
How do you describe what professional shape is, or being in professional shape?
You want to come do one of my workouts?
No.
Okay. Look at Reagan.
I probably need to.
No. If you're in professional shape, then you could probably do one of my individual workouts.
Okay.
But professional shape is you rarely get sloppy tired. If someone gets sloppy tired, they're not in shape. You do get tired. You get very tired, but you don't get sloppy tired, and you are able to still think and execute skills while you're that tired. That's what professional shape is. So it's really like professional physical shape and then a professional mental shape.
Sure.
Can you be at fatigue and still think clearly? Most people get a lot dumber when they're tired. Think about it. Like if you've ever, you're running and, someone asks you a question and they're like, hey, do you know where? And you're like, you can't even tell them what you need. So not being at that level, that's the sloppy tired, not being at that level of fatigue.
Bob is in our audience tonight, wants to know, how do we improve our free throw shooting?
Yeah, I think there's a physical component to it and a mental component to it. I think, we should make sure we're practicing it, which we are. And putting our players in certain pressure situations in practice, the best you can do in practice, right? It's not the same pressure situation as a game, but there's something on the line for the free throws. And then the mental component is the onus on the player. They have to be able to step up to the line and consistently make the shots. I mean, I wish I had a better answer than that, but they've got to do a better job of making the shots as a group in the games. In practice, they shoot it well, but that's where the mental component comes in. There's a lot of great shooters in practice. Can you be one in the games? And hopefully we can keep growing in that area.
We got some social media questions to get to. We got this one kind of a couple different times. What do you look for when you're recruiting a player?
Well, I think the simplest answer is obviously a great transcript, academic-wise, because of the type of institution that Duke is and the quality academic institution it is. There's a baseline of skill and athleticism and size, that you're looking for. And then really their competitive spirit and their willingness, their desire to want to be a great teammate as well is probably the things that I would say just off the top that we look for.
We have come this far in the show. We're going to talk to Reagan in a second, but she scored her 1,000th career point yesterday. Great. Really great milestone for Reagan.
Yeah, it's a great milestone for Reagan, and it speaks to the consistency that she's brought and to the practice floor and to the game floor every night, and she's become our, over time, over her career, she's become our best player. She didn't start out that way, and that's okay. Most players don't start as a freshman as the best player on the team, but she's grown into that. Her consistency, I think, is what speaks the loudest to what she does every day. Her consistent excellence on the offensive end, on the defensive end, and so it's great. It's great to witness that. It was great that she got it at home. I think you don't really control those things,
right?
So it was great that she got it at home, and I was just happy she accepted the invitation to come to the radio show, because I think 2 years ago she would have told me no, that she wouldn't come talk, and so that's another area Reagan's grown in, is just her her comfort level with speaking in public and getting interviewed and things like that. There was a time when that was not something she wanted to do. She basically run the other way. But she's grown a lot in that as well.
All right, we're going to talk to Reagan when we come back to Grub. Stay with us on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Are you ready to show your Duke pride wherever you go? Visit shop.duke.edu, your one-stop online store for all things Duke. From the latest apparel to must-have accessories, Duke University Stores has it all. Whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, shop.duke.edu has something for everyone. Get your hands on exclusive Duke gear today. Shop conveniently online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
I feel happy, Valero Pay Plus app.
I feel happy, it makes savings a snap.
Use it and start saving automatically.
You just save some money, not too shabby.
I feel happy, I'm in and out real fast.
I feel happy, now pit stops are a blast.
Download today and get in on the fun. Valero Pay Plus app, your savings have begun.
The Lawson Radio Show. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the Blue Devil Sports Network. And you can clap a little better for that than for Reagan. Reagan Richardson joining the show. Reagan, thanks so much for the time tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
As we mentioned, scored your 1,000th career point at home yesterday. What does that mean to you?
Oh, no, it means a lot to me. No, it's always been a dream of mine just to score 1,000 points. And I mentioned the other day that just being able to do it in Cameron just made it even more special to me, just being here for 3 years, I've been trying to grow not only physically but mentally and as well. And I think my coaches and my teammates definitely helped me develop the player that I am today.
All right, did you know you were close? Like, when did it get on your radar that you were close to 1,000 career points?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know at all. I was just playing. I didn't know at all that I was close.
Really? Huh. I found that I just thought you'd have some sort of mental idea that maybe you were close.
No, I just felt like I didn't want to keep track of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My main focus is just to end this year, my last year strong.
I knew.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell her. No.
Let me get your perspective on coming to Duke. Obviously, you didn't start your career here, but now you're played 3 years here at Duke. Why Duke? Why Coach Lawson? And kind of all the particulars there.
Of course, it's Coach Lawson. She's a great, overall coach, a great player, and of course I had to do my research before I got here because I didn't know who Coach Kerr was. This to be honest, I didn't know who she was at first, so I had to do my research, and then once I did it, I was like, oh, okay, she has a lot of the accolades. Yeah, she's been where I want to be. I know she has all the knowledge, and that she can instill in me, whenever I go there, and I just know she'll develop me to be the player that I can be.
Coach, you had no idea who you were.
That's most of the players. That doesn't surprise me.
I was being honest.
Reagan, as you think back on your freshman year to now, where do you feel like the biggest growth in your game has occurred?
I definitely feel like I've grown tremendously just with my mental game, just being able to, whenever I'm having bad days, being able to push through that and not just being able to dwell on mistakes or just past stuff like that.
How do you get to that point?
It was a tough journey. I'm still growing today, but definitely a tremendous, difference from my freshman year to, now. Just being able to, work on different aspects, just like, you know, when it comes to like maybe like just calming down when it comes like before games, or just like try not to think so much, like I said, on like past mistakes, and just being able to push through that. I've been to like therapy, and I've talked to my coaches and stuff like that, just to help me with different different, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like different strategies that I can use to help me with that. And I think it's really helped me over the past couple of years.
If there are any young basketball players watching or listening tonight, what's your advice to them?
My advice to them was just to have fun with everything that you love. You know, people will tell you that you can't do anything, but in your heart, you know that you'll be able to do it.
And come to Duke.
Oh, come to Duke for sure. Go Blue Devils.
Tell me a little bit about the relationship that you have with your teammates, because it seems like you guys are just so close and hanging out all the time.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's one thing about us. You know, there's never a day where we're not talking to one another. We're such a close-knit team. We're always, you know, laughing and just giggling with one another. You know, just the chemistry that we have is unmatched, and we know that if we're ever having a hard time, we can always lean on one another, and that's special.
All right, some non-basketball questions now. What was the best gift you got this holiday season?
The best gift I got this holiday season was probably this sweatshirt, actually, with my logo on it.
I love it.
It's got my logo on it that I just created, so it's in the making, but yeah.
All right, we love that. Outside of Duke, what's your favorite thing about being in Durham as a whole?
Really just the community around. You know, I enjoy like talking to all of our fans and just our season ticket holders, and you know, just letting them like get to know me as a person.
Favorite class at Duke so far? Or toughest class?
Spanish.
Oh yeah, Spanish. That was my toughest class. I finished it. I finished it this past summer, and I'm so happy that I'm done with it.
Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, just get it out of the way.
Let's look ahead with your teammates and kind of bonding with them. Where does this team need to go to get better and finish the season where you want to finish it, hopefully at the early part of April?
Yeah, I feel like for us, the most thing for us is just to continue to push through. I feel like we've had some points in time where we do like go off the train a little bit. We have a little bit of slumps, but once we lean on each other, continue to play as a cohesive unit, continue to play as one, we'll be okay.
For you personally, where's the biggest area of growth you still want to achieve in your time at Duke?
For me, I feel like it's more like mentally in terms of my conditioning. I know Coach mentioned it before, but just being able to push through fatigue and just being able to continue to do whatever I can and leave it all on the floor.
Reagan, thanks for being here. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Reagan Richardson joining us here tonight on the Kara Lawson Show. Stay with us. We're coming up in a moment.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Going to hoist up a three. How about another dagger?
This is Duke head women's basketball coach Kara Lawson. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. They offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd will rise as one, and what a statement, and what a win.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
I Can't Grow Up with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Kara Lawson, here on the Kara Lawson Show on this Monday night. Great to visit with Reagan. I'm curious from your perspective, Coach, does Reagan get enough credit for the work that she does on both ends of the floor? Because I think a lot of people think about Reagan offensively, but she does a lot of good work on defense, too.
She does. Reagan impacts winning as much as anybody, I think, in the conference. When you look at her abilities on the defensive end, she's versatile. She's very sound, very consistent offensively. This year she's improved her efficiency. She's also improved her assist totals and cut down on her turnovers. And then she's really improved her three-point shooting percentage as well. So there's a lot of things that she does very well. And, she makes the right play on offense over and over and over and over. And that's such a great quality to have in your top players, to make the right plays all the time. So she does a great job. And then her basketball IQ continues to grow and get better. She's understanding scheme better. She's making reads quicker. Like, all of those things are happening at a faster pace for her. And it's fun to watch.
Kind of the last thought on Reagan, for her to come to Duke, and obviously it was still very young, very early in your time at Duke, to commit to Duke and now be here for 3 years and help develop the program. What does that mean to you to have her by your side?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, Reagan, I haven't been coaching very long, but Reagan's been one of the players that's probably taught me the most about coaching, because we had to work together to figure each other out. Sometimes you figure each other out quickly, and sometimes you don't. And so we had to work together to figure out how to have a coach-player relationship with one another, because we're both different, and so we had to each kind of meet in the middle, and now, we have a great, I think, understanding and appreciation for one another. And, it wasn't bad in the beginning. I don't want you to think it was bad, but it's just you're feeling out personality, and you're trying to figure out, hey, what can you do as a coach to help them play their best? And, and I think as a senior, she has an understanding of what I'm looking for. And, Reagan's rarely doing the wrong thing. Now I used, if you press pause on the film and you check where everybody's supposed to be, Reagan's usually the one that's where she's supposed to be, or doing what she's supposed to be doing. And that takes an understanding of our schemes, and it also takes a willingness. It's very rarely in the game, I'll say like, oh, Reagan's not playing hard enough. Reagan plays so hard every game, and every game is like how she practices. She practices so hard, and that's just, you would think that's normal, but it's not. It's not. You have to teach players to do that, and Reagan just came that way. So she just has a lot of really consistent qualities, and I think that's going to make her a really good WNBA player.
And now that we're getting to the meat of the ACC schedule, everybody knows everybody now. Obviously, outside of Stanford, Cal, SMU, who are new to the league, but all the other members of the league, their schemes, they know what you're trying to do. How do you balance that and attack someone in a different way, because they know kind of what you want to do at the end of the day?
Yeah, it definitely makes things harder. It's harder to score, harder to get the shots that you want, that you value, harder to make plays. I mean, everything increases in difficulty, which is good, and you have to learn the counters, and you have to learn to make reads and understand that it's not going to come open for you just because you come off a ball screen. That doesn't mean it's going to be open. You're going to have to make the next play and the next read, and then do it again and do it again. But it's how it should be. That's how you teach the game, and the game comes in layers. And for the first third of the year, you might be really successful at one play or one type of action, and then everybody figures out how they want to guard it, and then you have to either change to a different action or get better at reading the way they're guarding it. All of that is a part of it, and you try to prepare your players for that. But more than that, I think we try to prepare our players to be problem solvers, so when they can figure it out on their own in the game.
A couple of social media questions I wanted to get to. This person asked, why did you want to be a coach?
Oh, I wanted to be a coach since I was 7. I told you that before,
You have,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a coach since I was young. My dad used to take me to high school games, and I used to think, wow, there's a job out there where you can coach basketball and stay in sports for your whole life. Like, that would be the job I want. I wasn't even thinking about college because all that was in front of me was the high school games I used to go to. But I thought, man, if I could be a high school coach and a PE teacher, this would be great. So, yeah, I just knew when I was young I wanted to coach.
This was the question of the night. Taina from Durham wants to know, what's a sneaker you want to add to your collection?
Well, the ones I like, I'm trying to get. I don't know. I pretty much have what I want. If I want something, I just ask.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what will I ask for next?
Yeah.
Probably some Kobe's.
Okay.
Whatever the Kobe's are that are out.
Is that the go-to for you now, the Kobe's? You got them moving forward?
I mean, it's always been the go-to.
Sure.
Kobe's always been my number one shoe. Yeah. If I could wear 3 shoes, if I could only have 3 shoes for the rest of my life, Kobe's, Air Force One fly knits, not the regular.
Okay.
Not the leather, too heavy. And Air Max 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I haven't talked about this. Happy birthday today to Ashlyn Jackson.
Oh, my gosh. Did that come in from the social?
No. I just saw it today. I meant to bring it up earlier. And
She's been telling everybody.
Shame on me.
About her birthday. So I thought for sure that was a social question from Jackson to say,
not.
hey, make sure you shout out my birthday. She's been telling everybody. I walked in the film room the other day. I said, hey, good morning, everyone. It's my birthday tomorrow. What? Who does that? Never seen that before in my life. I said, okay.
I don't want people to know I'm having more birthdays. I just want to stay the same age.
She wants everybody to know. But I already texted her this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did my birthday shout out.
You did your diligence.
Yeah. That's what happened yesterday at film. Honest God.
Since we're on Ashlyn, you want to talk about just that kind of the growth and development that you've seen out of her this year?
Yeah, Ashlyn is such a unique player for us in that, she can play 1 through 4 offensively for us. If we want to go to the 4-guard lineup, she can play that 4 position. She can defend 1 through 3, some 4s, depending on the matchup. She's a great communicator. She started last year as a sophomore, but was really our leader, our vocal leader last year, and then this year has continued that on. She understands the game very well. Can impact the game in a lot of ways, and just has a joy to her about her every day when she comes in. Even when I yell at her, she smiles. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. She smiles. I'm like, there's something wrong with her. But that's just how she is. She's just very happy and just really enjoys being a basketball player here at Duke, and just loves life and loves playing the game.
Something to be said for having joy in everything you do.
Hey, we can all take a note from her. Just don't announce your birthdays.
If that's the worst thing she's doing okay.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
We mentioned Mayer, who had the question a second ago, but how about just her game and the way she's playing right now on both ends of the floor, and even contributing now, scoring a lot more over the last several games?
Yeah, I love T. T brings a toughness to our team, a competitiveness, a belief, and she wants to win, and she'll do whatever it takes to help her team win. Whatever I ask T to do, and it's not even like me asking her to do. Whatever I say, hey, this needs to be done. Mm-hmm. We need this done. She's going to do her best to try and do it. And she's she's a double-figure scorer in this league her freshman and sophomore year. She can be one of the best point guards in this league. And I think she's starting to play like herself more in practices and in games since we've gotten back from Christmas, and I expect that to just keep that performance to just keep going up.
It goes back to something you said at the show a few weeks ago about the most important stat for a point guard.
Winning.
It's just winning.
It's winning. Yeah, it really is. I mean, you think about like all the discourse around the sport of basketball all the time. It's about like stats, and it's about awards, and it's about all this stuff that doesn't matter between the lines. What matters between the lines is winning. And so between the lines, the game always rewards the competitors. The game always rewards like people with true intentions. Like it doesn't reward the fake stuff. So like if you're about the fake stuff, the game won't reward you. The people in social media and things outside might reward you with fake stuff, but the game only rewards like hoopers that have like true intentions and play the right way. And that's how it's always been. It's never going to change. No matter what hype surrounds it, it's always going to be that. So when players can understand that and really channel that, man, they can reach their full potential because they're not thrown off by other things that are put in your life and put in your place to distract you. I mean, think about it. Social media is put in our life to distract us, right? Like newspapers, I'm thinking like old, newspapers, stuff, put in life to distract you. Shows, opinion shows, put in your life to distract you. Rankings, put in your life to distract you, right? Awards, put in your life to distract you. Because they don't mean much, right? It's other people's opinion, most of who you don't even know. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And when players can understand that and really value the things that do matter to the game and to winning and losing, then you just have this like clear picture of what you need to do each day, and you're unconcerned what everybody else is thinking about.
All right, one more time out to Burn. We'll come back and wrap things up with Coach from Grub after this on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
I feel happy, Valero Pay Plus app.
I feel happy. It makes savings a snap.
Use it and start saving automatically.
You just save some money, not too shabby.
I feel happy. I'm in and out real fast.
I feel happy. Now pit stops are a blast.
Download today and get in on the fun. Valero Pay Plus app. Your savings have begun.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family.
It was epic, Zach.
And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt.
Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake.
And get them back in time for the big game.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go.
With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
10 years ago, who could have predicted what the internet would bring? Streaming videos, voice assistants, smartphones, smart homes, work from home. But here we are, wondering what the next 10 years will bring. Whatever it brings, Lumos 100% fiber optic internet is ready with incredible speeds and reliability. So you can do more and be more than you ever thought possible on the internet built for the future. Plans start at $50 per month. Learn more at lumosfiber.com/next.
Like a grub with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Kara Lawson. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight as we wrap things up. Coach, let's go back to talking about Mayor for a second and Oconomowoc. Took them back home to Boston to play Boston College last week. How nice was it to see them perform in front of so many family and friends in that environment?
Yeah, it was awesome. We had such an incredible turnout. I don't know if you could tell by watching it on television or not, but we just had an incredible, not just section of Duke fans behind our bench, but also throughout the arena. I kept seeing blue. I kept seeing different people with blue on that weren't a part of our players' families and things like that. And so that's awesome to see when we go on the road and we see, all those fans coming to support our team, and certainly T and Alucci to be able to play and play well. Would have loved to have gotten Alucci some more minutes in that game, but she got in foul trouble in that first half, and so would have loved to have played her a little bit more had she not gotten in those early fouls. But they both played really, really well, inspired, and both scored in double figures. I mean, just did a great job.
How special was it for you to take your team back to the Celtics practice facility to have a little workout at a place that you spent so much time?
Yeah, that was a surprise. We didn't tell them that we were taking them to the Celtics facility to work out, and so the bus just pulled up, and they were excited about it. They got a chance to work out in there and get a little mini tour of it, and so it was cool to see the excitement on their faces, and for them to experience something like that. That's not every team gets to do that. We took them to the Mystics and the Wizards facility earlier this year, and so it was awesome of the Celtics to open their doors to us.
All right, the video a couple of weeks ago, the over-the-head shot from half court that you made.
Yeah.
Where didn't you realize you could make that shot? Did you know from a pretty young age, or was that just, I'm going to go out there and do it and see if this works?
I don't think I tried that till I was an adult.
Okay.
The one on, I've always shot half-court shots, but not one like
that
on my knees, like backwards.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that till I was probably strong enough to get it there. So I've made that before. It's not like something I did for my first time in my life, but it probably took me like 3 or 4 tries that day, I think. I can't remember, but it took me like 3 or 4 tries. But I've tried that one before. I hadn't made it in a while, but I don't try it like every day. When I say I tried it before, I probably try it. What do you guys think? Like 3 times a year? 3 times a year I try that? Maybe like 3 times a year.
Okay.
I try it. But other than that, yeah. But that one, that was real. Did you think that was fake?
I knew it was real.
You knew it was real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You're not going to put out any fake content.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I got
That's
you,
right.
Coach.
I got standards.
Turning away from basketball now. Big week for your Commanders.
Let's go.
What's the outlook on a deep playoff run for the Commanders?
Well, I'm just trying to win the first game. I'm so excited. We went 12-5, and we made the playoffs, and we're going to Tampa Bay on Sunday night. 8 p.m. So should be back from Virginia in time to watch the game, and I'm just going to be rooting hard for them. Okay. That's all I can say. NFL playoffs can be crazy, so I'm just going to have to, be focused, and hopefully, we're ready to go.
We know how some people feel about the NFC East, too. It's our little party here, our travel party. You've got some rivals within our midst here.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
So I'm just making sure that we're okay.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't watched the Commanders enough, so what's the strength of the team this year?
Well, Chris, you're missing out.
Sorry.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm watching our opponents and stuff like that on Sundays.
Well, listen, we have only the 4th rookie quarterback since 1970 that made the Pro Bowl, on the voting.
Yeah.
His name's Jaden Daniels. He's number 5. He's the number 2 pick in the draft. He is the next great quarterback in the NFL. And so we're very pleased to have Jaden.
Yep.
He's fantastic. We have a great wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, who made the Pro Bowl as well. We have a good offensive line. We have good defense as well. Do you remember Bobby Wagner?
I do.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's one of our linebackers. So we got a lot of good things going for us. And on top of that, we've played really well in close games this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've won a lot of games right at the end. So, we'll see.
All right. We got a minute left as we wrap up. Another tough week for your team this week at North Carolina Thursday, at Virginia on Sunday.
Yeah.
Keys to having a good week for your team.
Oh, man, 2 road games. It's tough. It's a tough week, as tough as they get in terms of, having both your games Thursday, Sunday be on the road. 2 really good teams. Obviously, Carolina is a team that has a lot of experience, a lot of players that we've gone against for a lot of years. And they're going to challenge us in every way, offensively, defensively. It's going to be a fun environment, of course, over there. And so we look forward to the competition.
Coach, see you on Thursday night.
See you then.
That's the head coach of the Blue Devils, Carol Lawson. Thanks for joining us from Grub for the Carol Lawson Radio Show.
Live from Grub, Durham, you've been listening to the Duke Women's Basketball Radio Show. Our coverage of Duke Women's Basketball has been brought to you by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Blue Devils Sports Network.